Welcome everybody to the Jolly Roger. My name's Chef Brian, and today we just have simple ingredients that's been in my fridge that we need to get rid of before we need to throw it away. And this is a great way of saving money and saving your pocketbook, basically. So what I have here is I got some bag of carrots that's pre-sliced because we're lazy that way. And then I have some cilantro, some limes, some tomatoes that are starting to lose their firmness. I got a poblano. We're going to treat this a little different. I'm going to burn it, and it's going to give a roasty flavor to the dish. We're going to steam it after I burn it, and the flesh will move right off, and we can go ahead and cut it up, adding a little bit of enhancement to just something that's real simple. It adds more flavor too. I have some leftover rice that we haven't used yet. I have an onion, some garlic, a bell pepper, and some green onions. We're going to use green onions in two different ways. I'm going to use the whites in the dish, and then I'm going to use the green parts as a garnish. And I'll show you when we get there for that. So I'm going to get everything cut up and put aside, and I'll bring you right back and we'll get to cooking. All right, I got to the poblano. I wanted to show you how to do this. A lot of restaurants do this, a lot of chefs do this. But what we're going to do is I have my broiler on. It's set at 450, and we're going to burn the outside of this. And then I have another container behind me that's an airtight container. Once we get the color that we're looking for, which is black on the outside, we're going to take it and put it in that airtight container and seal it. And then the heat from the inside of this pepper is going to steam, and we'll be able to remove the skin from the flesh. So to do this, what I do is I take some avocado oil and I put it in a Crown bottle just because I like the bottle. And we're going to put oil all over it. I got a container so I don't make a big mess. And we're just gonna put it in. And we need to check it every, couple of minutes. It's such a small oven. All right. Because we're gonna need to flip. And while that is going on, we're going to check, like I said, flip it, turn it, because that heat is right on top, because it's the broiler method. There's other ways of doing this. I have a blowtorch that I was gonna use, but most of y'all probably don't use blowtorches in your kitchen very often, if at all. So I figured that would be something that y'all wouldn't, the word is running my mind. I'm sure you know the word I'm trying to think of. So, have on hand. Thank you. So I chose not to use the blowtorch and instead use the broiler. That was cute. Little gator chomp.
I'm not wearing a gator shirt today, though.
I know.
3 days in a row, I wore a different one. How many gator shirts I have? I have more up there.
I'll burn them.
Yeah.
Burn them all. All right, so kind of lied to you. I was gonna use the broiler, but it's electric and it took forever. I did end up using my blowtorch, but I want to show you what the color you're looking for. And then when you put it in your airtight container, you're gonna want to let it rest for a good 10 minutes. This allows the skin to separate from the flesh. So I got you overhead as well. Let's take a look and see what we got. So as you see, I have this burnt, crisp, blistered all over. And I'm wearing gloves just because it's easy cleanup. But the skin, it just pinches and you can peel it away. I have a little discard bowl. I'm kind of running out of room, to be honest. And to get this skin, you just kind of scrape it away. Some paper towels are also a good handy solution for this. Just run your paper towel down. And now I'm pulling away up here all that skin. So I'm gonna get that skin taken off, and then we're gonna cut this, and that'll go into my ingredients. But this adds such a great flavor to dishes, and it's a nice trick to play, especially when you're using simple ingredients like this. And I have another trick that I'm gonna show you with the rice. So I'll get this done and we'll get to cooking. All right guys, welcome back. I shouldn't say welcome back. It's welcome back for me. You've been here like a second. So I finally got everything prepped. I run through, I got my poblano, I got my onion, my green onions. I got the whites separated from the green part. The green part is gonna be the garnish. And I wanted to mention this real fast. If you cut them in long strips and you put them in ice water, they naturally curl together, and we're gonna put that on top of our dish as a garnish to make it look a little bit better. So I have that off to the side. I have my rice, my tomatoes, my carrots, my bell pepper, I have garlic, I have cilantro, lime juice, and then I also took a zest of 1 lime. The zest is important because it holds more flavor of the lime than just the juice itself. So let's get into cooking. I've got my pan preheating already. I did want to mention about the poblano. You can do this with any pepper, a bell pepper, a jalapeno, a serrano, habanero, any pepper you're welcome to do this trick on. I want to mention that. And also for our trick with the rice, I have every color, red, green, orange, but I don't have yellow. And I wanted to bring yellow in, and turmeric is the key that we're gonna get, and it's gonna dye the rice yellow. And turmeric is actually a very beneficial spice for your health as well. So let's check my pan for heat. It's warming up. I'm gonna go ahead and add my avocado oil. And we're gonna do a generous amount because we're stir frying. In this dish, it goes by very fast. Once you start, you're just constantly adding stuff into it, and you're constantly moving everything around. But first we need to fry the rice. So once this comes up, turn it up a little higher. I'm at a medium-high heat for y'all at home. This is gonna take quite a bit of temperature, and then when I dump the rice in, it's gonna drop that temperature down. So we might need to bump it up a little bit higher just for a few minutes to go ahead and get that rice going. All right, production team of 1, we're back. Didn't do anything, so you didn't miss anything. All right, we're up to temperature. I'm gonna go ahead and drop my rice and get that going. Now the key is, I put a lot of oil in here, is to just get the rice separated. So it's not like sticky rice like you would have with sushi. It's more of a flaky rice, which there's a dish called rice pilaf. And we're kind of mimicking that, doing a stir fry. But we're gonna try and get these clumps of rice unstuck. And if you have to add more oil, which I may have to do, we can always do that. But we're just trying to get every little granule coated in oil so it doesn't stick to each other. My aromatics I'll be adding first, just to go ahead and get the flavors going on that, and my carrots. The carrots are gonna take longer. If you're using green beans, broccoli, broccolini for this, you would want to cut it extremely small as well, but you're gonna wanna put those in first because they're gonna take the longest to cook. The zest and the cilantro and my green onions, they're not gonna take as long as those are. So this is starting to go real good. I may drop a little bit more oil in here just to make sure we're good. And then I'm gonna grab the carrots. Those are gonna go in. And for turmeric, I'm going to add roughly a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons. That should be enough to dye this amount of rice. Add in the bell pepper. And then we're just gonna stir everything around. And I'll add salt and pepper to the end of this, just to add the seasonings and everything will come out together. And I wanted to make a point that this dish, you can use any vegetable that you want. And I don't want y'all to go out and think that you have to go and get a poblano. You know, if you have a jalapeno, you try this trick on it with the whole roasting aspect. And if you're overhead, where you're starting to get that yellow color on the rice, I am gonna add in the onion. And I'm gonna reserve the garlic for a little while. I'm gonna add the tomato. Just get everything incorporated. It's the key about this. I may add just a touch more turmeric, but we're gonna keep stirring. I want every granule to be yellow. I don't want to see any white. So we're gonna let that go for just a few minutes. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and add my poblano. It's already been cooked, basically. We steamed it in itself. And my green onion. I told you this is a very fast dish. I'm gonna add just a touch. I'm not using this whole lemon juice. I'm just using a touch, just to add some brightness of flavor. And I'm gonna go ahead and add my garlic. And I used a microplane to get this into a paste. You can use a knife to do it. It is very time consuming to do such. If you have a grater, a real fine grater, that works perfect to get that done. In school, we had to do it by hand, which is great to know, but in practicality, it just takes a really long time, and especially when you have to do so much for a restaurant. So we're getting everything incorporated. I still have my cilantro and my zest and my lime. I'm gonna add that when my bell peppers and my onions are sauteed and softened. Because we don't really need to cook our zest and our cilantro. This is coming together very nicely. I'm excited about trying it. And it's gonna look beautiful in any dish, but I'm using a white plate. A white plate allows the color to pop more. That's why restaurants use white plates. All right, in goes my zest, my cilantro. I am gonna go ahead and add some black pepper. And we have quite a bit here, so I'm gonna use quite a bit of black pepper. And we don't really have anything spicy in this dish either, so it's okay to add black pepper, and quite a bit. I will add my salt. And we're always gonna taste our salt after, just to make sure everything is good. Give our final few stirs. And we are almost done. I'm excited about that poblano. I haven't had one in a while. And this is just an idea. It is a recipe, yes, but you really only need recipes when you're baking. When you are cooking, you pretty much just do whatever you want to do. And like, I've done this dish before, and I haven't used turmeric before. I've used taco seasoning. I've used lemon pepper seasoning. And they turn out really great. And it's untraditional to use taco seasoning, but to be honest, it's turned out really good. I did it on my friend's YouTube channel, and I'll link that below in the description. Check his out. He was surprised too. He was like, "Oh my gosh, you've never done this before?" And it turned out good. Another quick note that I should add is, if you are going to use like green beans or broccoli, anything that's real dense in its texture, you might want to blanch it beforehand. And blanching is just getting the water to boil, drop it in for a minute or two, pull it out. That gets a pre-cook done. So when you're stir frying, because we did not cook this very long, then your vegetables and your rice and everything will get done at the same time. All right, and there we have it. This is so many colorful, I mean, there's so many beautiful colors in this dish. And our little garnish that we did with the ice water and the green onions, and just came out beautiful. I was very pleased. So we're gonna have my wife come in, and she's gonna do a taste test with me so she can tell you an honest opinion, because she thinks I'm gonna lie to you. No, I'm joking. She doesn't think that. I did check the flavor for salt, and I did add more. I did add a little bit more pepper too. But it's really good.
All the combined.
Mm-hmm. That poblano. It just gives it a different flavor. And the bell pepper. We did not do the same treatment that we did with the poblano as the pepper, and you can taste that difference. You have a fresh pepper taste. Sorry, I'm still trying to chew. But it is really good. Now, I did want to mention, if you're going to add protein to this, say you're adding chicken or beef or whatever you want to add, cook your protein before you start doing your rice and set it aside, and then add that back into your dish at the very end. I meant to say that earlier and I didn't. So anyway, I hope you try this. Give it a shot. It is great. And like I said, whatever you have in your kitchen and your refrigerator, that can go into this. It doesn't have, you don't have to go to the grocery store for it. So I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.